Hello, welcome everyone. Just wanted to welcome you back to our Natural Remedies Uncut. And today we have a very special program for you guys. Um, we're going to be discussing, natural beauty remedies things that you can make from your kitchen. And we'll be discussing how you can use this here to be able to make various items at home. So we'll be getting into our subject for today, and it'll be a very enlightening one. This one will be presented again by my sister, Raquel Janet. So I just pray that you guys will be blessed. And right now, we're just going to be able to live stream this here. And this here is also a part of our Advanced Natural Remedies course that we had done, about 2 years ago. So if you do want to sign up for that here, we'll leave some links in the chat. But feel free, we're going to be showing you the first hour here of this natural beauty remedies, that things that you can use from, like, let's say, your conditioner and shampoos and natural stuff that you can make right from home, instead of using all those toxic personal care products that are out there. So I just pray that you are blessed.
Your health and natural remedies. And, I just pray that even as you continue to learn more, that you not only just know these things just to have a knowledge of them, but that you can be able to put it into practice and also be able to be a blessing to others. And I know that you've been sharing your testimonies on how you've been using these things and how they've been working for you. So praise the Lord for that. Keep those testimonies coming, because they are indeed encouraging. They are indeed encouraging. So as we get ready to go into this afternoon's class and, get ready to do the practical demonstrations, I do want to let you know that you do need your Natural Bible Beauty Remedies book, because all of the demonstrations that we will be going over this afternoon will be from this book. So be sure to grab your copy, if you have it close by, because we will be using that book to go through our remedies this afternoon. But before I go any further, let's all bow our heads as I offer a word of prayer. Father in heaven, we thank you so much for everything that we've been learning throughout the course of this week. And I pray that even as we continue to learn more about how to take care of ourselves externally, I pray that you would be with us, go before us, and your Holy Spirit to dwell among us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Amen. So when it comes to the skin is the largest eliminative organ. And our body is constantly trying to expel, like we learned yesterday. Our bodies are, definitely always trying to expel toxins throughout our system. And one of the ways that it does that is through the skin. One of the ways that it does that is through the skin. Now, the skin is said to be one of the most important eliminative organs of the body, and it is responsible for 1/4 of the body's detoxification every single day. So 1/4 of the body's detoxification every single day is through the skin. The skin eliminates over 1 pound of waste. Are you listening to me? 1 pound of waste each day for the average adult. Most of it is through our sweat glands. Now, just imagine those of us who don't sweat that often. Imagine, where that toxin is. So let's move forward. So what if I told you that, this afternoon, and when I speak about the skin, it's not just limited to our skin, but also our hair. What if I told you that clear, flawless skin with healthy, flourishing hair were possible? Would you believe me? You'd probably be like, no, we live in a world of sin and, the environment and this and that and the other. But God has given to us powerful agencies in nature that are so simple that offers great benefit to us. And as we continue to put our trust in God and take hold of these remedies, then guess what? We reap the result of healthy hair and flourishing skin. So this afternoon, I'm going to share with you recipes and ways on how you can get healthy hair and flourishing skin. But before we jump into the practical aspect, I just want to share with you 5 simple ways that you could get healthy hair and flourishing skin. So the first one, and during our Friday night class, for those of you who were here, we spoke about stress and how stress, it affects our hormones, but it's not limited to that. Stress affects our entire being. Research shows that significant stress pushes large numbers of hair follicles into a resting phase. You know what resting means? It means, there's no growth, it's stagnant, nothing is happening. And within a few months, those affected hairs in that resting phase, they might fall out suddenly when combing or washing your hair. And that's why, a number of people that suffer with stress or, that go through tremendous amounts of stress, they begin to lose their hair. That's one of the first things that happen, is that their hair begins to fall off. So again, I'm going to share with you all of these things so that you can keep in mind that even as I share with you the practical demonstrations, the practical things that you can use in nature to help to grow your hair back, or, to make sure that your hair is healthy and flourishing and glowing. If you don't deal with the cause, then guess what? You'll be doing these things forever and ever and ever and having to do them over and over again without seeing, optimum results. So you do want to make sure that you address the cause. So again, stress management is important. And the way that I deal with stress in my life, I go to God in prayer and I talk to him. I'm like, okay, God, this is what is the case. This is what's happening. This is what, this person said, or this is what happened to me. This is, the trial, the trouble, whatever the situation is, I'm leaving it in your hands. And I just ask you to take control of that situation. And guess what? When I hand that over to God, I don't go back and try to take it and try to take matters into my own hands. No, I leave it there, and I just wait for his direction so that he could guide me in terms of working it out. So, you find ways of dealing with your stress, the stresses in your life. Exercise. Regular exercise, it increases health, it improves blood circulation in the body. So increased circulation stimulates growth in hair follicles. This means that improved overall health facilitates healthy hair growth. And I'm going to repeat that. Improved overall health, as you take care of your bodies internally, that facilitates healthy hair growth and also glowing skin. Water is another thing that, we need to pay attention to, especially when it comes to our skin and our hair. Our skin, our hair, it's constantly asking for moisture, it constantly wants to be hydrated. So much like a plant needs water to grow, so does our hair need water to grow. Water is a key ingredient that supports vitamins, which contribute to hair growth. Believe it or not, water makes up about 25% of the weight of a single strand of hair. Drinking at least 2 liters of water a day, or we did the measurement, so how much water that you need to drink per day will definitely strengthen your hair and help to increase growth. Now, another thing that I want you to keep in mind, research shows that the healthiest diet for your hair and your skin is the healthiest diet in general. And that is one that is based on real whole foods and is completely plant-based. Eating your way to good hair works far better than relying on trendy chemical laden products. So turn to food instead of products. Yes, I said turn to food instead of products. When we pay attention of what we put into our bodies, we don't have to worry about spending so much money on skincare and hair care, trying to, get clear skin, trying to grow our hair back, trying to do this and that and the other. If we would pay attention to what we're eating or what we're putting in to our body. So that's very important. And of course, having a proper skincare routine and hair care routine is important. Knowing what you're putting into your bodies, knowing what you're putting into your system is extremely important when it comes to clear skin, healthy hair, and glowing skin. So I just want you to keep these in mind. Now, when it comes to hair care and skincare, I always ask this question. When you go to the beauty supply store or wherever you buy your beauty products, your hair care, skincare, your deodorants, your toothpaste, your shampoos, your conditioners, whenever you go to the store to buy these products, do you read the ingredients? Do you pick up the product and read the label and be like, okay, this has this. I wonder what this does. Do you do that? And if the answer is no, I will encourage you, from today, that whenever you pick up any item that you're putting onto your body, into your body, you pick up that item, read the ingredients, and see if it's something that will either affect you in a positive way or in a negative way. Now, the problem is with most chemical, commercial based conventional products, most of it, when you pick up the ingredients, they contain health destroying ingredients. They contain health destroying ingredients. Now, if you go to your Natural Bible Beauty Remedies book on page 8, you will see the beginning of some of the toxic ingredients that you find in your products that you don't really think about. We buy toothpaste all the time because we know that we have to brush our teeth. We know that we have to brush our teeth. We do it every day, twice a day, but we don't really think about, what's in our toothpaste, and we don't think much of it, like it's just toothpaste. This is something that we have to do. However, when you think about the toxic ingredients in those, conventional based toothpastes that are not necessarily natural, when you think about that being taken into your body 2 times a day, every single day for all of your life, well, most of your life, from the time you start having teeth or from the time you start brushing your teeth, when you think about that every day, that is a buildup of toxin that is affecting you, whether you see the effects immediately or they happen in the long run. So, I just want to, like I said, I just want to encourage you when you go to the store, my rule is if I cannot pronounce it, then I don't buy it. And I would like to think of myself as an intelligent person. And also, if you don't know what something is, we have access to phones. You can simply just, pick up your phone, Google something really quickly. Let's see, ethanol. What is ethanol? You Google that and see what it is made and how it affects your skin. So ethanol is it's an alcohol. It is not permitted as a food additive in Australia. However, ethanol is used in mouthwashes as well as hairspray and perfumes. It makes the skin drier, and drier skin ages faster than oily skin types. That's just one example of an ingredient. Now, I just want you, if you're daring, to run to get one of the products in your bathroom, in your cabinets, wherever it is, just to check out the ingredients, just to see what's in there. You may be curious, you may know, some people may, be aware of what's in there, some people may not know, and just, pick out one thing that you may not necessarily be familiar with, like mineral oil, or commonly referred to as baby oil. I know that in the Caribbean, when I grew up in St. Lucia. In St. Lucia, we swear by baby oil. Okay, every single person is always oiled up with that mineral oil, that baby oil. But Mineral oil is petroleum derived, and it causes negative hormonal effects, including ovarian dysfunction, endometriosis, miscarriages, and damage to the immune system. So, hey, we're thinking, oh, it's just mineral oil. We're just using a little bit. But like I said, we're using a little bit all the time, every single day, sometimes, several times a day. And we don't really think about the effects of these things, but they build up. And like I said, the results may not be immediate. However, it does catch up to us. And then we have so many problems. As women, we suffer with so many issues. Our hormones are off balanced. And guess what? All of it, there are so many contributing factors to that. Our skin absorbs. Whatever we put onto our skin goes into our bodies and into our bloodstream, and whatever is in our bloodstream gets transported throughout our bodies to the various organs. And if our bodies are not eliminating those toxins fast enough, then guess what? Disease sets in, disease is produced, we become sick, we wonder why. Oh, I've been doing this, I've been eating clean, I've been doing this, that, and the other, not realizing that it's not just about what you eat, but about what you put onto your, your bodies and your hair, your skin, and so on and so forth. So this afternoon, I don't just want to pronounce doom and gloom and, discourage you and be like, oh yeah, these things that you're using, they're bad, just throw them out. But I want to help you to know or to see that there are healthier alternatives that you can do that are super simple. I love simplicity. Like, I love the fact that I could go down into the kitchen, see a banana and be like, oh yeah, I have hair conditioner. I could just blend this up and then we'll be good. So I will be showing you, simple things that we can use in our kitchen that will help to be of great benefit to our hair, to our skin, to the different parts of our body. So let's jump right in to our recipes for today. Let's jump right into our recipes for today. So let's start off with shampoo. Now, why shouldn't you use, typical shampoos? Like, why can't I just go into the store and pick up any shampoo and have that work for me? Well, in most cases, most of the shampoos, if it's really not natural based, they strip our hair of its natural oils, and it strips our hair of its natural oils. So we strip our hair of its natural oils, and then we get heavy moisturizers. To replace those natural oils. And then, it doesn't do a good of a job as our natural oils. So like, it's a cycle. So then, we shampoo, we moisturize, we shampoo, we moisturize. So it's like we're contradicting ourselves constantly. So today I'm going to be sharing with you a simple shampoo recipe that you can use. And I'll tell you what page that is in a minute. That is page 34. So let's turn to page 34 of our Natural Bible Beauty Remedies book. Let's turn to page 34. Okay. All right. All right. So I see we have some questions coming in, in the chat. We'll be saving those questions for when we jump into it. Okay. So let's start with our shampoo. So in our coconut milk shampoo, we will need coconut milk, and I have that right here. Coconut milk. We'll also need liquid castile. And we'll also need essential oils of choice. So we're going to go ahead. And like I said, these recipes are super simple. I just love, using the natural things. I love using the natural things. They're super simple. Okay, so the recipe calls for half a cup of coconut milk. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour half a cup of coconut milk. Ooh. Just going to mix that up a little. Okay. Half a cup of coconut milk, and then 1/4 cup of liquid Castile. 1/4 cup of liquid Castile. And I'm using a lemon liquid Castile soap. And then you want to add in 20 drops of essential oil of your choice. Somebody wants to see the bottle, so I'm going to go ahead and show you the bottle right here. I'm using Old Bay Leaves. Old Bay Leaves liquid Castile soap. Old Bay Leaves liquid Castile soap. Now, for persons who, I saw somebody asking about dandruff. So because you're asked about dandruff, I'm going to use tea tree oil as the essential oil, because tea tree oil, goes a long way when it comes to dandruff. It goes a long way when it comes to dandruff. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop 20 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, a million, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, 20 drops of tea tree oil. And for persons with dandruff, that goes a long way. It also goes a long way for persons with dry scalp. You can mix the tea tree oil in with the carrier oil and massage it, apply directly to your scalp and massage your scalp. All right, so, and that's it. We have a nice simple shampoo that is oil-based, and it's also, it cleanses. It's oil-based, it cleanses, and it helps with, dandruff. It helps with dandruff. It's nice and simple, and it also moisturizes. It also moisturizes. It also moisturizes. So you can, of course, you can double that recipe. You can triple it, depending on how much hair you have. So you can definitely do all of these things. Yeah, you can definitely do all of these things and use this as your shampoo. Like I said, it's simple. If you have your coconut milk and your Castile already there, you just mix that in together and you're good. Somebody's asking, does it foam? The Castile itself, it does foam in some cases. So depending on the brand that you're using, it may or may not. But I know that we're used to foam, but what I've learned is using natural products. I've learned to sort of get away from the idea that everything needs to lather. Lather doesn't necessarily mean that it's, we see lather and we're like, oh yeah, it's doing a great job. But I've learned that with using natural things, that's not necessarily the case. So again, this is a coconut milk shampoo, It is half a cup of coconut milk, 1/4 cup of liquid Castile soap, and 20 drops of essential oil of your choice. And of course, you can mix the essential oils, if you choose. So you don't necessarily have to use just one. You can use any, like, 2 or 3 or whatever it is that you want. If you want a nice smelling shampoo, then you can add that, or subtract, or whatever the case is. So yes, coconut milk shampoo. All right, so that's on page 34. And I'm definitely going to save this and use it for my hair later. Save this and use it for my hair later. So let's move on. Let's move on to a conditioner. Let's move on to a conditioner, and we can go to page 36 of our Natural Bible Beauty book and move. So I'm taking you, somebody's asking, how do you store it? So because there are no preservatives in there, you do want to store it in the refrigerator. You do want to store it in the refrigerator, and typically I just make enough for that setting, because when it comes to like, shampooing itself, I don't necessarily shampoo every day or even every week. I would tell you how often I shampoo, but that requires a long explanation. So you can store it in the refrigerator and use it again. Somebody's asking, how did you get those beautiful waves in your hair? Let me guess, coconut milk shampoo. Well, I did not shampoo my hair today, but we will be making something that will definitely help your hair to shine and to get the waves that you're looking for. Okay, so coconut milk shampoo. So the next thing that we're going to do is a conditioner. We're going to do a conditioner. This recipe is found on page 36. So we're going to do a banana conditioner. Banana conditioner. We will need 1 large overripe banana. This banana that I have here is not exactly overripe, but it's, it does the job. So 1 large overripe banana. So the banana that you would throw away or used to make banana bread, you just save one of those for your hair. So 1 large banana, overripe banana. Then you would need olive oil, 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Then you will need 2 tablespoons of pure glycerin. I'm not using glycerin for this recipe today. I will be replacing it with coconut oil. And then 2 tablespoons of honey, 2 tablespoons of pure honey, 2 tablespoons of pure honey. Okay. Somebody's asking, does the kit include the recipes for beauty? So if you got the study kit, you should have received a physical copy of this Natural Bible Beauty Remedies book in the mail. So all of the recipes that we are using here this afternoon will be from this book, Okay, so how much oil? I just replaced the pure glycerin with the oil, so it'll be 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. So 1 large overripe banana, 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, and 2 tablespoons of pure honey. 2 tablespoons of pure honey. Okay, and if anybody is, is wanting, is in this class and you have access to those ingredients, then feel free to run and grab them and, make them with us as we go along, so that you could, experiment. If today's your wash day, I don't know, you can go ahead and experiment and, try it out with us, or you can save it for later, because you can definitely store it in the refrigerator. So you will need all of these things. And then what you will do is blend these ingredients until it's smooth. You blend the ingredients until it's smooth, then you apply it to your hair. Let that sit for 30 to 45 minutes under a shower cap, and then you detangle and you rinse thoroughly. So while I wait for the blender, I'm just going to go ahead and peel my banana in the meanwhile and measure out my other ingredients. So let's throw this banana in there. The blender is stained from the turmeric, but that's okay because turmeric also helps to give you some good hair. So banana, and then we have 4 tablespoons of olive oil, 4 tablespoons of olive oil. And then we have 2 tablespoons of vegetable glycerin, but I am using coconut oil. And typically, you know, when I do this, I would prefer that my coconut oil is melted. But you can use the solid as well. So I'm just going to guesstimate here 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. And then somebody's asking, can you add mango to that mix? That sounds like a smoothie to me. I definitely, if I add mango to the mix, I will not be putting it in my hair. I will definitely be drinking it. So that's a no for me. I've never experimented with mango in the conditioner. So you can try it out and let us know how it works. I'm thinking, you know, mango is very stringy. If you can get a nice smooth blend, then that's awesome. You've used it. Okay, awesome. How did that work for you? Tell us. I'm curious to find out, but I know that I will never make it past that that blender with mangoes, putting it in my hair. Oh boy. So the bananas, they help to moisturize your hair. So they help to moisturize your hair, and it also helps to soften your hair. So it has a twofold work. It helps to moisturize and soften. So Vivian, I hope that answers your question, and also favored child, that I hope that answers your question as well. All right. So let's see if this blends up. If it doesn't, then I'm just going to add a little coconut oil. So the recipes that I'm sharing here, when it comes to moisturizing, sorry, typically, all right. Yes. So typically this recipe is for moisturizing for curly hair. And I say curly hair because I know moisturizing for straighter hair is different, because instead of trying to get your hair to add oil to your hair, sorry, you are trying to get rid of oil. So this is typically for hair that needs oil. So all of the hair types that need oil. So typically for, you know, curly hair types, that's my specialty. I'm sorry for the straight hair persons. I'm sure you can use it as well, but you may not necessarily want to use this recipe. Yes, you may not necessarily want to use this recipe. So somebody said this must taste great. Yes. And you know, what I love about these simple remedies is that you can eat it and be fine. So you can put it in your hair, you can eat it and be fine. So this is what, you know, it looks like. It looks like a nice smoothie. I would show you how to apply to the hair, but if I take off this this bun right now, you would see the crazy that's under there. So how much honey? Somebody's asking. It's 2 tablespoons of pure honey. So I'm just going to just lift it just to show you what that looks like. It's like a nice creamy nice creamy moisturizer. So somebody said to use half and drink the rest. And of course, depending on how much hair you have, you may want to double or triple or quadruple the recipe to make sure that all of your hair is covered. So typically when I apply this conditioner to my hair, I usually, do it section by section, making sure that I go from the root to the ends, root to the ends, root to the ends, root to the ends, make sure I go all around. And then I put my plastic wrap over it. And I also have a steamer. So can you get under the dryer? Yes, you most definitely can with this. And it's amazing because you can do that, and then that will definitely heighten the effects. So banana deep conditioner, that definitely goes a long way. Every time I use this in my hair, and I wish I had the videos to show you, because I have videos of me using it and how it looks, and just my curls before and after. Every time I use this in my hair always feels so much more moisturized, so much softer, and I just love it. So that's my go-to when it comes to deep conditioner. I go in the kitchen, I make this, and then 2 seconds later I have deep conditioner in my hair. So that's an awesome recipe to use for deep conditioner. Amazing recipe to use for deep conditioner. All right, so let's move on. We want to try to get in as much as we possibly can here this afternoon. Want to try to get in as much as we can here this afternoon. Yes, this afternoon. All right. So the next thing that I want to show you, we're moving in stages. So we started with our shampoo. After we shampoo, we usually deep condition, our hair. And the book has other recipes for rinse out conditioners and stuff like that. So you can definitely take a look. We wouldn't be able to cover all of it here this afternoon, but we're going to try to cover as much as we can when it comes to hair, and then we're going to go to the skin, and that should be fine. Go to the steam, and that should be fine. Okay, so let's go to our next recipe, which is a hair cream, and that is on page 40. So we will need the stovetop for this. So I'm just going to go ahead and plug that in. All right. Okay. Okay, so let's do this hair cream. Moisturize our hair, keep our hair moisturized. And after the hair cream, we're going to move on and we're going to make a hair gel. All right, so you would need 2 tablespoons of shea butter, 2 tablespoons of shea butter, half a tablespoon of coconut oil, half a tablespoon of olive oil, 3/4 teaspoon of jojoba oil, 3/4 teaspoon of sweet almond oil, half a tablespoon of pure aloe vera gel, and 1/8 teaspoon, of vitamin E oil, and 15 to 20 drops of essential oils. Now, if you didn't catch it this time, then I'm definitely going to be repeating it again as we add the ingredients in. So please follow along with me as we add those ingredients in. So you will need 2 tablespoons of shea butter, okay? And what's our next ingredient? Half a tablespoon of coconut oil, half a tablespoon of coconut oil. Okay, and I'm definitely winging this one. And then we will need half a tablespoon of olive oil. Half a tablespoon of olive oil. Half a tablespoon of olive oil. 3/4 teaspoon of jojoba oil. And you know, the jojoba oil and the sweet almond oil, they can be replaced with other oils. So it can be replaced with like a black Jamaican castor oil. This is for the hair. Black Jamaican castor oil, yellow shea butter is perfectly fine. Jojoba oil is a natural oil. So I'll be replacing mine with black Jamaican castor oil because I just love the way that black Jamaican castor oil reacts with my hair. So I'm thinking about you, but I'm also thinking about how I'm going to use this after. Okay, so this recipe is on page 40. It's a hair cream. So 3/4 teaspoon of jojoba oil. And then we will need 3/4 teaspoon of sweet almond oil. Three-quarter teaspoon of sweet almond oil. I'm also replacing my sweet almond oil with evening primrose oil. Okay. And then I'm going to need half a tablespoon of pure aloe vera gel. And I love to get my aloe vera gel directly from the source, and 1/8 teaspoon of vitamin E oil. Okay. And of course, you can double or triple or quadruple this recipe. The good thing about this recipe, if you want to keep it out of the refrigerator, then you would have to make it without the aloe vera. However, if you add the aloe vera in, then you would have to refrigerate it just so that it could last longer. And the aloe vera definitely adds to the moisture. So of course you want to use the aloe vera, So I'm going to go ahead and cut this aloe vera. Right. And you do want to blend up your aloe vera, but I'm going to be whipping it after. So I'm not going to blend up my aloe vera, but you do want to blend up your aloe vera if you want to have a smoother consistency. So I'm adding aloe vera, and then I'm going to add in my essential oil. But before I do that, I'm just going to go ahead and turn on my burner on low heat. You can melt your oils, combine your shea butter, your coconut oil, and melt it over the stove top. So you can, melt it over the stove top directly on low heat. Or if you want to preserve as much in your coconut oil and your shea butter as much as possible, then what you can do is get a stainless steel bowl and you can put it in, water so that it melts itself. Of course, that method takes a little longer, but you're going to combine your ingredients together and just, have it melted over the stove top. Again, please blend your aloe vera so that you have a smoother consistency. I'm going to be whipping mine after. What are the benefits of the evening primrose oil in this recipe as opposed to jojoba oil? I don't think there is one that, is more beneficial over the other. The jojoba oil definitely helps with moisturization. The primrose oil also helps with moisturization, and it's also said to help your hair grow. Somebody asked, can you use a double boiler? Yes, you can use a double boiler to melt your ingredients. So you do this, and then what I would do after this is melted, I'm just going to go ahead and put it in the blender before I refrigerate it. And when you refrigerate it, after you refrigerate it, you let it cool. Sorry, you put it in the refrigerator to let it cool, or you can just leave it out to let it cool. I usually, if I wanted, to use it, like make it and use it right there and then, I usually put it in the refrigerator to let it cool. But, in this kind of temperature, in New York, spring decided that it was going to give us a difficult time. So it's been cold for the past couple of days. So I would leave it out, and outside is like a refrigerator, so I would leave it out, and it will definitely cool up. Some of my aloe vera is in there. Okay, so yes, so I'm just waiting on the blender so I could blend this up, and then I'm going to set aside in a jar to cool. And then you can, like I said, you can put it in the refrigerator, and that works fine. When it comes to preservatives, there are preservatives that can be used, like grapefruit seed extract. I don't have it on the table, but grapefruit seed extract is a good preservative to use. However, I cannot give you measurements for this recipe for grapefruit seed extract. It is something that you would have to experiment with. Vegetable glycerin also is a very good natural preservative, but again, I don't have exact measurements, sorry. So it is something that you would have to experiment with. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour it into my blender. And I'm just going to blend it up for 2 minutes, and then pour it into a jar. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to show you what that looks like under here. So it's just a liquid. I'm going to pour it into this jar. You can see the liquid. And then once it cools, it becomes solidified or creamy. Yes. Would I use nettle tea as a rinse for my hair? Yes, I would. Nettle tea helps with hair loss. So it's definitely a tea that can be used for the hair. Peppermint also helps, it helps with hair loss. So you can use the peppermint tea extract, peppermint tea rinse, sorry, for your hair. All right. So that was our hair conditioner. So now we have shampoo and conditioner. So now we're going to make flaxseed hair gel. Somebody was asking, what do you do for your hair to make it wavy and curly? So now we're going to do flax. Oh yes, I did forget to add my essential oils. Thank you for that reminder. I'm going to add in some essential oils, and I think I'm going to add in rosemary. Rosemary is also good for hair loss. How often should this cream be used? As often as you moisturize your hair. As often as you moisturize your hair, it can be used. So this is a leave-in hair cream. So the conditioner that we made before, it's a rinse out deep conditioner. This is a hair cream that you would use for moisturizer after you've conditioned your hair. So my pot, it had shea butter and oils and aloe vera and all of that good stuff. So I'm not going to rinse it off, but I'm going to go ahead and do the next recipe with our flaxseed hair gel. Someone is asking, can you use it for your skin? You most definitely can, because of the base. However, I would recommend that if you're using it for your skin, you do want to be mindful of the essential oils, especially if you have sensitive skin. You do want to be mindful of the essential oils and add less essential oil in. If you do have sensitive skin, I do recommend that, you maybe not use the essential oils, or, use whatever your skin can handle. Use whatever your skin can handle. So let's make some flaxseed hair gel. Let's make some flaxseed hair gel. All right. And we can turn to page 38 for our flaxseed hair gel. Page 38 for our flaxseed hair gel. So I'm not going to be making as much. You know what? Let me make as much just so that you could see it. Just so that you could see it. Is this good for 4C kinky hair? Yes, it is. It's good for curly hair, any kind of curly hair. It's definitely good for that. Yes, there are recipes to make soap in the book, so you can definitely go ahead and look through the book to find your soap recipes. Okay, so let's make some flaxseed hair gel. I'm going to go ahead and put my water to boil while I talk to you all. All right. So why do we need flaxseed hair gel? When we look at most of the hair gels on the product market, they don't necessarily, they dry out our hair because they have heavy alcohol in there, because of all the preservatives. Sometimes most product brands, unless it's natural, they don't necessarily use preservatives with us in mind. They use preservatives with their pockets in mind. So it's a lot of controversy going on when it comes to hair care and skincare products. So I would say that making your own flaxseed hair gel is definitely something that you can look into, and I will show you how simple this recipe is. I will show you how simple this recipe is. Usually I just go down to the kitchen. Like I said, this is on page 38. Like I said, I'm always for simple, I'm always for quick. When it comes to your hair, I know wash days for me is a whole day's event, so I don't want to spend most of it in the kitchen preparing remedies for my hair. So I love the fact that these recipes are super quick and simple to use. So let's make some flaxseed hair gel. So you would need, of course, whole flax seeds. And then you would need 2 cups of water. 2 cups of water. I do use soft water whenever I'm making recipes that call for water, because I do realize that, the harsher water, like, tap water or well water, it's usually harsher, sorry, on my hair. So I do try to use distilled soft water as much as possible. And then you will need 4 drops of essential oil, which is really optional. And then 1 tablespoon of aloe vera gel. Again, that is optional. So you go ahead. The first thing that you do is bring the water to a boil. And once that water gets to a boil, then you would add in your flax seeds. So let's go ahead, and this water should start boiling really soon. So the beauty book is included in your kit. It's included in your kit. So the answer to that is yes. And again, the recipe for our flaxseed hair gel is found on page 38. So I will repeat the recipe again while we wait. You will need 1/4 cup of whole flax seeds, 1/4 cup of whole flax seeds, 2 cups of water, 3 drops of essential oil, 1 tablespoon of aloe vera gel, and the essential oil and aloe vera gel is optional. Someone is asking, what do you mean when you say rinse with tea? Okay, so when it comes to rinsing your hair with tea, you will make your tea as you would normally would, like we've been learning through our different classes. So you would make the tea, whatever tea of your choice. So if you're using nettle for hair loss or whatever the case is, then you would make your nettle tea, strain out the herb, try to get it as clean as possible so that you don't have herbs stuck in your hair, because you don't want to try to be getting, pieces of herb out of your hair. So yes, so you strain out the herb, and then the tea, you would use it after you've washed your hair. You would use that tea as a rinse. So you would put it into your hair, leave it in your hair for 5 minutes, and then you would rinse it out. So it's literally like, just a rinse. You would put it in your hair, leave it in there for like 5 minutes, and then rinse it out. So yes. So does these remedies work for gray hair? These remedies that I have shown so far, they do not work specifically for gray hair, but we can talk about what works for gray hair in a minute. So my water is starting to boil. And if I could just get a bowl for when we're done, so that we could strain this out. My water is starting to boil. All right. So now I'm going to get ready to pour in my flax seed. One 1/4 cup flax seed. And again, for this recipe, you do want to use the whole flaxseed. So it's boiling up, and then I'm just going to add it in a second. So again, 1/4 cup of whole flaxseed, and then your water, your 2 cups of water, and then your essential oils and aloe vera. That is optional. So I'm going to go ahead and add it in now. And then what we want to do now that it's added, we do want to stir often and gently until a gel consistency starts to occur. So you just want to stir it. I'm going to turn down my heat now. And then I'm just going to stir. Because if you don't stir, the flaxseed is definitely going to stick to the pot. So I'm going to stir often and gently until a gel consistency occurs. So someone is asking again, will these recipes work for all types of hair? If you use gel um, in your hair, then it most definitely will work, for you. So if you use gel in your hair, this would most definitely work for you. Now, again, even when it comes to different natural remedies, some people's hair likes coconut oil. Other people's hair does not like coconut oil. Shea butter goes well with, one person's hair, and shea butter doesn't go well with another person's hair. So it really, like, when it comes to, natural hair care, you really have to figure out, what type of hair you have, and see what your hair loves. So I always encourage people, to pay attention to your hair and how it responds to different things. So if you notice that your hair doesn't necessarily like coconut oil, then you don't want to continue giving it coconut oil, even if coconut oil is a good thing. Or maybe you're using the coconut oil the wrong way. Maybe your hair doesn't just want coconut oil that is applied directly to your hair. You want coconut oil that is heated, that your hair will better be able to handle. So if you look down in my pot, it's already starting to gel up, John. It's already starting to gel up. All right. Okay. So if you continue looking, if you look very closely, I'm not sure if you can see, but it's starting to become gel-like. My water has definitely thickened. Some of you are saying you haven't received your book as yet. Depending on when you signed up, you may have gotten it 2 weeks ago, or you may have gotten it last week. Some people's books are still on the way, depending on the time that you signed up. So you can continue to look out for it. It will definitely be there in the mail. You can always shoot us a message just to make sure that we have all of your information correct. Because I know for some of you, we've been trying to contact you because of an invalid address. So if you haven't received your book and you signed up for the study kit, then, send us a message just to see the status of that. Okay. It's definitely starting to become thicker. All right. How do these recipes react to heat in the styling process? And by heat, do you mean flat iron and blow dryers? This gel is most definitely for daily use. I wish I had pictures to show you all, but I'll be showing. My mom we'll come and I'll show you, the difference on how it looks. Some people have complained, well, not complained, but said that with this gel, sometimes they see flakes in their hair and stuff like that. Other people, like myself, I don't have an issue with that. So I'm really not sure, what makes up the difference. That is something that I would definitely like to know, what makes the difference with the flakes and the no flakes. I know for sure that I don't get flakes whenever I use this, so it's definitely my go-to gel. So how would these react to flat iron and blow dryers? I know that the hair cream, um, it doesn't necessarily react in a negative way. However, um, depending on how much you put in there, you may burn your hair because of all of that oil content. So I'm not sure if that answers your question, but I would say, like, with the hair cream and stuff like that, that you do want to be careful, careful with that. Okay. So my girl Sasha is giving us some nice tips in the comments, and Sasha, has a wealth of knowledge when it comes to natural hair care. She actually taught me a hack for this flaxseed hair gel that I will show you in a minute, because this used to be such a difficult task, getting to separate the seeds from the gel. But she showed me a quick and easy way that I'll be showing you in a minute. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. And then your recipe says that you need to strain the gel from the seeds and all of that. But the quick and easy way is to get a strainer and to pour that while it's still liquid. While it's still liquidy. So don't wait for it to gel up more, to thicken up. You want to filter it, strain it out as soon as you take it off of the stovetop. If you wait a minute, it's going to thicken up. So don't wait a minute. Make sure that you have all your stuff ready, because once it thickens up, then that's another hassle. So somebody said they filter through a stocking. You can filter through a stocking. You can filter through cheesecloth. All of that definitely helps. This is the easiest way for me. I usually use a bigger strainer, but this is the easiest way for me to get rid of this gel. And then, of course, whatever is left over that did not go through, if it doesn't go through, then I just, instead of trying to squeeze it through a stocking or a cheesecloth, listen, I'm all about quick, fast. I don't know if that's a good thing, but I love doing things in a timely manner. As long as it's effective and it works, then, it works for me. So we have our gel, and I'm just going to ask Mama to come with a chair so that I could show you what it looks like. It's hot. It's hot. So we're going to let it cool off for a bit. So we'll call her in a minute. We're going to let it cool off for a bit. And then I'm just going to show you what that looks like. So if you look here, where should I go? I'm not sure if you could see the gel. Okay, this is what it looks like. All right, that's our gel. Was that simple enough? And I'm just going to go ahead and yeah. Let me see if I could put my head in the camera so that you could see. John, am I doing the right thing? I'm trying to find the camera. Maybe the top one. That might be better. Okay. I'm not sure if you could see that clearly, but I'm trying here. I'm trying. All right. I'll show you in a minute. Awesome. All right. So that's our flaxseed. We have one seed in here that I'm going to just pull out. But that's our flaxseed hair gel for the wind. Our flaxseed hair gel. Do you see that gel? So this again, you store it in the refrigerator and you use it for styling as you would use any other gel. Any other gel. Okay? That's our gel. Now, if you want your gel thicker, you can definitely add, less water. If you want it thinner, you can add more water. So this recipe, I find, it works well. And this is something that I use all the time. And what surprised me, because sometimes it's like, that the natural things work, but then you need those reminders. So when I really started to use it on a consistent basis, I tried it out and I'm like, let me compare this to, something else to see how long it will last me and so on and so forth. And then, I put it on for in the morning and I usually gauge, how long it lasts because my hair is very stubborn. So it will come out and, it will try to find its way somewhere. I don't know where it's going, where it wants to go. So I usually use how long it stays lying flat as a gauge. And the first time, when I started using this consistently, I noticed that my hair, when I use it in the morning, it will be, laid down until the evening when I'm ready to go to bed. So this definitely works. This definitely works. Now, I didn't realize how quickly
Yeah.
our time was passing. Our time was passing by, but I'm just going to
You
show
coming
you
with
really
us?
quickly. I'm just going to show you really quickly if my mom can come, just so that I could show you what it looks like. So her hair
Milton,
before and after. So her hair doesn't have any
just
gel
a quarter
right now. We
hour
don't have a
drive.
brush, but we'll see what that looks like. I'm going to use a pair of gloves. Okay. All right. So when you try the gel, please let us know. Send pictures, something to let us know how it works for you. So we don't have a brush, but I'm just going to show you. See those waves already coming in?
Bye.
So I'm just going to do one side, and then I'm going to show you the other side. All right, so let's look at this side with the gel, without a brush, with just hands. And then let's look at the other side. All right, do we see the difference? You see how, it's not so much defined and stick down. You don't have to wash out the gel with each use, no. All right, thank you so much, Mama. All right, thank you so much. Okay, so our time is quickly passing by, so let's see what else we can talk about before. Listen, when you get this book, all of the ingredients are in there, all of the instructions are in there, so you can definitely go ahead. I believe that, it's easy to follow, simple enough to follow, so you'll be fine if you have it. Let's talk about gray hair. Yes, so gray hair, what works for gray hair? Black strap, molasses. Black strap, molasses. So molasses is your one-stop shop, ladies. It helps with reproductive health. It helps with hormonal support. It's high in iron, it's high in calcium, magnesium, and zinc, and all of these things. So molasses internally, while you're taking it for your female problems, your hormones and your reproductive system, your reproductive health and stuff like that, you're also getting the benefit of an increased zinc count, which helps to slow the graying process. It helps to slow the graying process. It helps to slow the graying process. So taking it internally helps to slow down that graying process, and you can also use it externally. So how you would use it externally is that you would take 1 tablespoon of the blackstrap molasses, mix it in with 3 cups of water, mix it in with 3 cups of water, and you will use that as a rinse. So after you're done, with your shampoo and stuff like that, you would use that as a rinse. You leave it in your hair for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then you wash it off. Now, molasses, if it drips down on your clothes or whatever the case is, it's going to get dirty. So you do want to be mindful that it may dirty up your area, your workspace, whatever it is, whatever area that you're using. So you do want to be mindful of that, but you use it as a rinse, and that helps. So every time you wash, you use that. And if you want to get fancy with it, you can also add in lemon. You can add in lemon and add that to your rinse. So you can add in half a lemon squeeze. So 1 tablespoon of blackstrap molasses mixed with 3 cups of water. 1 tablespoon of blackstrap molasses with 3/4 cups of water. And these recipes, they go for men and women. Males use shampoos and conditioners too. I know that they use gels, they are gray, so it goes for that as well. So yes, the lemon will definitely change the color of your hair. So if that's something that you're looking for, because you don't want the gray hair, then it will change the color of your grays. So 1 tablespoon of blackstrap molasses with 3 cups of water, and then you can add half a lemon if you want that color change. And you use this as a rinse. You use this as a hair rinse when you're done with your routine, and you can do it as often as you wash your hair. Now, the blackstrap molasses not only helps with the grays, but it also helps to moisturize. It also helps to moisturize. I know some people don't mind gray hair because, it's a sign of wisdom. And I always encourage people, to embrace your bodies, your hair at every stage of life, because, there is a significant story. But for those of us, who want to slow that process down a little, then this definitely goes a long way. There's this one lady that I met. I shared, I was at a church doing a workshop, and I shared this recipe, this remedy, with, the individuals there. And she stood up and she was like, I can testify. She is 70 and she has a full head of black hair, because she said, from her middle age, she started to use like blackstrap molasses internally, consistently. She started to use it consistently, and by the time she was 70, her graying had paused. Like, she wasn't even gray yet. And I was so surprised. I was like, wow, 70 and full head of black hair. So, hopefully by God's grace, if that's what you want, then for those of you who are getting up there, then you do want to start now. You don't want to wait until you get there. But for those of us who really love to embrace our grace, then sure, go ahead. Why not? Whatever works for you. If this is something that you want to use, then sure. If it's something that, you don't necessarily, want to use, then that's fine too. So blackstrap molasses for grays definitely go a long way. Blackstrap molasses for grays definitely go a long way. Now, we haven't even touched on skincare. But I know that my time is up, unfortunately. However, I will open the floor for question. Someone asked, what causes gray? So usually as we get older, um, our body starts to deplete its zinc count. So as we lose zinc, then our hair follicles, they need zinc for the blackness. I'm trying to explain it as simple as possible. And as it loses that, then our hair, it turns gray. So basically because of a lack of zinc, and it's as we get older, as we get up there in age. Now there are persons who start graying way younger than others, and that's because they're deficient earlier in their lives. So adding zinc into the diet, not just through molasses, but through, pumpkin seeds and supplementation, if you choose, your green leafy vegetables, and, all of the other food items that you could find zinc in will definitely go a long way for that. So we can open the floor to questions.
So we have Angela Mitchell. Angela Mitchell, you can unmute your mic.
Hi.
Hi, Sister Angela.
Hi, Sister Raquel.
I miss
I got
you.
miss you too. Hope to see you soon. My question is, I know we didn't discuss it, but what do you do for, or what can you recommend for dark circles around your eyes?
Okay, that's a very good question. What can you recommend for dark circles under your eye? Definitely going to bed on time.
Oh, I do that.
Okay, great. So what else you can do is potato. You can get a potato, a regular Irish potato, slice the potato in circular slices, thin circular slices, and place that over your eye. And you can leave that over your eye, take a nap with it over your eye, leave it over your eye while you go to bed. Or if you don't have the time to do that, then you can leave it on for like a 30-minute period. And you do that as often as you need to until desired results. So potato slices.
Okay, so we have Phyllis Zimmerman. Phyllis Zimmerman, you can go ahead and ask a question.
Yes, hi. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this, but I'm asking about melasma, which is hyperpigmentation. I don't know. I have never found anyone that knows anything about it or how to cure it.
All right, we'd like to thank all you guys for joining today. And if you want to continue to support us, you can subscribe and also you can like the video. And we're just going to see you guys next week at